This is an exam question about succession. You can see here, figure 3.1, we've got an example of succession from dry, bare rock through to the pioneer species, through a series of stages, ending in a climax community of a mixed woodland. And the question says, explain the role. So we've got to use science to say what the role of pioneer plants are in succession on bare rock or sand dunes. So the pioneer plants are the first stage. So we're talking about the lichens, the mosses, and they're growing on dry conditions that's bare rock. So a very difficult habitat for plants to grow. So what's the role of the pioneer species then? Well, the first thing they do is they stabilise the environment. If you think of it as a sand dune, it's going to be very difficult for the plants to grow because the sand grains are going to be constantly moving and therefore very difficult for the plants to stabilise. So the lichens and mosses, the pioneer species, will stabilise the environment. There's no soil in the initial conditions on the bare rock or the sand dune, so they'll cause soil development. As the lichens and mosses die, they'll add organic matter into the onto the bare rock or into the sand dune. So they'll add organic matter, and you might know this as humus. The pH conditions are not going to be ideal for plant growth on bare rock or sand dunes, so they'll change the soil pH. Because of this addition of organic matter, that's going to hold more water. So we've got dry conditions, the organic matter is going to hold water, which are then available for plant development. So they'll cause it to hold more water. These pioneer species might be nitrogen fixing plants, and therefore they'll increase nitrogen content or release minerals. So there might be nitrogen fixing, which will increase nitrogen content. And the final thing that they'll do is they'll form a microhabitat. Which will reduce exposure. If you're a plant trying to grow on bare rock or sand dunes, you're very exposed. The pioneer species will make a microhabitat that's in that area. There's reduced exposure. Provide shelter. So there's 6 marking points there where you can explain the role of pioneer plants in succession. You'd need 3 of those for 3 marks.